Hey everybody, a lot of people come to me and ask what is the VIX, and I decided to make this video today because we're currently at one of the highest levels we've ever seen. I see a lot of good information and a lot of misinformation on YouTube, TikTok, and other social media platforms, so I decided to maybe answer a couple questions, give a little bit of information about what the VIX is, so that way when my students start to ask me, instead of having to type everything out every single time, I can direct them to this video. So let's just start. What is the VIX? The VIX is considered the fear gauge of the market. So imagine the stock market as a person, and the VIX would be the level of anxiety. If the VIX is low, the market will typically be calm and optimistic. When the VIX is high, the market is more nervous, uncertain, panicked, and we can start to see some sell-offs. As the VIX starts to increase in price, the sell-offs become more aggressive. Remember, not everything is going to be concrete. There are outliers to every single situation. The VIX, VIX, is officially known as the Volatility Index or the CBOE Volatility Index. The CBOE, if you don't know, is just the Chicago Board Options Exchange, or pretty much just think of it as part of the options market. It tracks expected volatility in the S&P over the next 30 days. It is not telling you the current volatility, it is telling you the expected volatility based on current options prices. Think of it like a weather forecast. It's not telling you if it's raining right now. It tells you if people are buying umbrellas because they think a storm is coming. So how does it work? Well, like I just said, the VIX is based on options prices. It is calculated using the S&P 500's options. If traders expect big swings up or down, they pay more for these options. That demand will then push the VIX higher. The VIX does not tell you what direction. A high VIX does not mean that a crash is coming. It just means big moves are expected. It could go up or it could go down. It is a measure of uncertainty. Think of a sports game. If nobody cares who wins, it's quiet. But if fans are screaming, betting, pacing, it means tension is high. That's the VIX, the crowd energy, not the score. So what does a high VIX mean? Market uncertainty or panic. There will be something going on in the world that is causing this. So war, inflation, rate hikes, elections, any type of black swan event. These will all spike the VIX. Currently, right now, we're looking at trade wars and high tariffs. A high VIX shows that investors are scrambling for protection. Typically, this means big moves are ahead. High VIX equals expensive options. Traders might hedge more, reduce exposure, or go into defensive mode. It often leads to wild intraday swings, volatility traps, and market chop. A lot of people can use this as a contrarian signal. When the VIX is at extremes, some investors view it as a buying opportunity. Max fear often equals max opportunity. What does a low VIX mean? So price is currently high, but what happens when it comes back down? It typically resembles calm or complacency. Low VIX usually means the markets are going to be fairly smooth. Think of it like an ocean before a storm. Stillness might not always be safe. Options might be less expensive when the VIX is low. Traders aren't paying much for protection, and this can be good for certain strategies. But always do your research when developing a plan. Where's the VIX today? Right now, the VIX is at one of the highest points in history. This is driven by the tariff uncertainty. We can expect large moves. It's a great time for option sellers, but it's also a time to be cautious. Well, right now we're at 45.30. Other recent times have been, this is August 5th. I remember trading on this day. This is this year. We can also zoom out a little bit and see COVID, and then zoom out a little bit more. We could see right here, this is 2008. This is the Great Recession. So do a little bit of research on here. You can just Google these days and you can see what happens during this time period and what causes all of this anxiety in the market. How do I use the VIX for my own trading? Well, I've created, I believe, 6 or 7 levels. I've used all of its historical data, and I have everything erased off the charts right now so nobody can use it, nobody can copy it. Again, this is for myself, it's for my own plan. But I punched it all into an indicator up here as well, and this will just flash different colors and let me know where the VIX is at. So I don't even have to be on the VIX. I can just go to, say I'm on Amazon, and I can know for the day VIX is dark red. Let's go back to it though. I don't want to reveal what my VIX levels are and how I'm using it, right? You don't sell the goose that produces the golden egg, you just sell the eggs. But I can also go on here, I can turn off the VIX table, and there we go. Just erased it, but I use the VIX a lot, so I keep it on there. How can you use the VIX? I'm going to talk broad here and what the VIX is traditionally used for, and this is for professional traders. A lot of people will use it as risk management. So VIX spikes will be a time to double check your exposure, or maybe you're just not trading as much in general. Another thing is hedging, using protected puts or maybe making a play on volatility. You can also use it for timing, maybe for your entries or your exits. Again, not everything's going to be foolproof though. You need to do your research. High VIX means high option premiums, and this will be favorable for option sellers. A low VIX means cheaper options, and that will be favorable for long options. Some key takeaways for you guys. The VIX is a reflection of market emotion, specifically fear and uncertainty. It doesn't tell you where the market is going, it's just letting you know there's going to be a lot of choppiness and uncertainty ahead. A spiking VIX is a warning light, but that does not mean you have to run from the market. It just means proceed with caution. That's going to be it for this video, guys. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Comment down below if you guys use the VIX for your trading or what you guys might want to see next. Thank you again, and stay safe in the markets. Some key takeaways for you guys.